Good morning, everybody. What's going on? What's going on? This is Leonard Miles, aka 2 Degrees in the CDL, coming to you all with the news as we always do. Shout out to Freight Waves when I saw this article. I also had a buddy of mine as well send me the article as well from I think it was CNBC, about the truckers who support Trump boycotting taking deliveries to New York. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. Trump supporting truckers boycott loads to New York City. Drivers say they are rejecting deliveries to city after a $355 million fraud ruling against Trump. And for those you don't know, it all had to do with the fraud when it came to New York, I believe, when his last run for presidency. Some truck drivers who support former President Donald Trump say they are refusing loads to New York City to protest the civil fraud judgment there that fined Trump $355 million last week. In a video shared Friday on X by a driver known as Chicago Ray, the trucker said he has spoken to other truck drivers who said they would refuse loads to the city. I've been on the radio talking to drivers for the last hour and 15 minutes. I talked to at least 10 drivers. They're going to start refusing loads in New York City starting Monday, said Chicago Ray, who has 241,000 followers on X. Social media is powerful, people. People have influence. On Monday morning, Chicago Ray posted another video on X reiterating his support for Trump and boycotting loads to New York. I'm not going to encourage you, but if New York City is going to have a judge's rule like they're ruling, I'm just saying I stand with Trump. I'm one of the millions of truckers that stand with Trump, Chicago Ray said. I applaud him, for, standing on his principle, but also saying, hey, you do it at your own free will. If you want to take stuff to New York, that's on you. But I'm just saying, I'm not doing it. So, I give him credit for, not feel like he has to influence people to make the decision. He's all about free will. Like, hey, do what you choose to do. But I just know other truckers, along with myself, we won't be doing deliveries to New York. So, I applaud him for that. The call to boycott loads to New York comes after Judge Arthur Engeron's verdict on Friday that ordered Trump to pay $355 million in damages in the fraud case brought by the New York Attorney General's office. The judge also ruled that Trump is barred from doing business in New York for 3 years, and his sons Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump are barred for 2 years. Trump posted support for the boycott on several social media platforms, including X and Truth Social. It's unclear how widespread the boycott would be or what impact it might have on deliveries to the city. Chicago Ray's video seemed to gain some traction. His original video had over 7 million views, but was deleted over the weekend. As of Monday morning, Boycott NYC and Truckers for Trump were trending on X. Chicago Ray isn't the only truck driver who has voiced opposition to the civil fraud ruling. I vowed that I would not make one delivery to New York. None. Who's with me? Truckers for Trump, an account called The Disrespected Trucker, tweeted on Friday. Zay, the truck driver, also posted on X that he would not be making deliveries to New York City. I've been to New York City plenty of times, running shuttle routes from Atlanta to several breweries in New York and Brooklyn, in New York City and Brooklyn, and I stopped for 2 reasons: hellish driving and COVID restrictions, and now I have more reasons to never return there, Zay wrote. I say this with absolute conviction. When the government continues to impose regulations on truckers, I don't want to hear from you truckers who believe this boycott would do nothing. If the truckers boycott takes hold, it will show up in Freight Waves Sonar platform and several key data points. Sonar's outbound tender reject index would show a tightening of capacity for loads originating from New York, while the inbound tender reject index would show a tightening of capacity for loads heading into New York. Sonar's track lane for Columbus, Ohio to New York City will show an increase in the average price per mile to move a dry van. The inbound and outbound tender reject indexes and the track rate for Columbus to New York City show nothing as of noon on Monday. And this is Chicago Ray on his Twitter page. So like I said before, shout out to him. Like I said, I don't, go back and forth with people's political beliefs. You support who you support, and I have no problem with that, whatsoever. Do I feel it could provide some impact into the trucking industry, and as far as stuff going to New York? Of course. You get enough people to say that you to not do anything, and a lot of people aren't going to do it. But you're going to also have some truckers as well, who may not believe the same thing that you believe in, and they're going to do what they have to do. I don't travel to New York, so I don't have, I don't have a dog in the fight at all. This is just me just giving, coming from my point of view and my opinion. It'll definitely, change some things around as far as, loads coming in and out, as far as drivers that goes up there. But as far as just the whole overall, if it's going to just shut New York City down altogether, I don't see that happening. I just believe that, whatever those drivers decide not to do as far as take those loads, man, a lot of these companies, man, we know a lot of these companies like, hey, we'll just find somebody else to do it at a lesser rate. So I think that's just the avenue that, these companies are going to go down. It's like, all right, all these drivers who chose not to do it, that's fine. We'll just lower the rates. Ain't no get somebody else to do it. But that's just my opinion. That's just what I think. But you all comment down below. Let me know what you think. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. I'm on the road to 1K. But as always, I appreciate you all, and all you all be safe. And to all my fellow truckers, y'all keep it in the middle of the road. And I'm out.